Hey there. Welcome to Discover the Divine You. My name is Kimberly Nicole. Right now I'm on a journey to figure out who the real Kimberly Nicole is, who I was divinely created to be. So I created this podcast in hopes others could benefit from what I'm learning and the different ways I'm connecting with a higher power. I created this space for honest conversations about healing, creativity, spiritual growth, and learning to reconnect with myself while living presently in my life. I'm a mom of 3. I have a job. I'm in 12-step recovery. Real life happens every day. So this is a space of no pressure, no expectations, no perfection, just progress. A journey towards finding peace, clarity, and connection to something bigger than ourselves, going from chaos to calm. So here we go. I'm so glad you're here to take this journey with me. Let's get creative. Onion Layers, Episode 2. Hello again. It is the real Kimberly Nicole. I'm so glad that you're back and that I'm back and that I didn't quit, because heaven knows I thought about it. But I remembered that I'm not doing this just for me, and I want to make something that I'm proud of. So we're gonna just keep going and see where this leads. And today I wanted to talk about something that I was not expecting to talk about, which is uncovering layers of the onion. I don't know if any of you have seen the movie Shrek, but in the movie, Donkey tries to describe Shrek, and he uses the idea of an onion or a cake. And Shrek is like, absolutely not, I'm an onion. And I relate to Shrek in that way, in many ways, actually. And there's just truth to the fact that as different layers get uncovered, there's way more crying, way more tears, way more feelings. And I did pretty okay with the beginning layers of the onion. You know, they weren't too bad. But I also didn't expect like the real thick, deep layers of the onion to be this stingy and burny. And my eyes and my heart and just my physical body. So not only does the onion layer just completely burn, there's also sweet parts to it too. Like I feel like I get chopped up. Like it stings my eyes, and also like when it's cooked, when it's done healing, I guess, it's really sweet and it tastes really good and it feels really good. So I wanted to kind of talk about that today. I uncovered a kind of spicy layer of the onion today that I wasn't expecting to uncover while I was helping a sponsee in my 12-step program. And we were just talking about her recovery and her path. And in doing so, I just got like a lightning bolt, like hit my brain, just struck my brain. If you've ever seen Hook. By the way, I talk in movie and TV show quotes. So if sometimes I say something and you have no idea what it means, Google it. It's probably in a movie or a television show. So when she was speaking to me about her journey, I got this epiphany that I too had issues with the word that the book we were reading used was I'm spacing right now on the word. Don't you just love that? Perimenopause and hormones make it so that you lose your mind. Also, I don't think kids or husbands or anything helps, but anyway. Basically, possessive, that's the word I wanted. So the question asked, has your addiction ever led to issues between you and your mate with like you being overly possessive? And the initial first thought was, no, I've never really been possessive. I've always just been like, well, if you find something better, go ahead. See you later. But in like digging a little deeper into that layer of the onion, I discovered that I've never really fully opened myself up to receive love from people because I'm afraid if I love them too much that they'll go away, that they'll leave me, and it will hurt that much more. Which on one hand still makes total sense to my brain, but on the other hand, my healed hand, my more recovered hand, I feel sad for me that I've never really fully opened myself up to receive the full love of my higher power, my husband, my kids, my family members, my friends. You know, whether I say it out loud or not, sometimes I have this, well, most of the time I have this very self-deprecating voice in my head. Like if I get a compliment, oh man, it's not a big deal. I'm just whatever. And the word just comes into play a lot in my vocabulary, which I don't love about myself, if I'm being honest. And I do something called two-way prayer every morning, where I write a letter to my higher power, who I choose to call God, and they write a letter back to me. And I sit quietly until I hear something coming, a message coming back from my higher power. And today my higher power just very gently and lovingly said, like, sweet baby girl, like, I want to love you. I want to give you everything you never knew you always wanted, but I can't force you to accept it. I can't force you to be open to it, right? So, I used to have a really kind of scary idea of God. It was just very vindictive and punishing and disciplinary and just like a scary, angry dad or like a mean, crazy judge. And now my higher power is loving and funny and silly and just totally my cheerleader and wants me to just do the best that I can do and is there for me, whether I curse at them or cry to them or laugh with them. It doesn't matter. My HP is there for all of it. And so when I came to terms with this layer where like I've never fully opened myself up to fully be loved in my marriage by my husband, like I've always just been waiting for him to just peace out or for him to do something terrible so I can leave. And that sounds terrible to say out loud, but it's the truth. It's really the truth. And it wasn't fair to him and it wasn't fair to me. And with where we are in our relationship today, I can say things like that to him. And I took my two-way prayer and my, realization to him and I read it to him and he listened. I mean, a couple years ago, I would never have felt safe enough to do that. And he probably wouldn't have really been listening if we're both being honest. And, we did the best we could with what we had then. And we're both trying a little harder to be a little better. And so now we can have these kind of uncomfortable, tough conversations where we're very honest. And I don't really believe in brutal honesty. I more so believe in rigorous honesty and authenticity. And you can say what you mean without being mean. And I could do that with other people pretty easily, but doing that for myself, that's another story. So saying what I mean without being mean to myself is a challenge. I often think that humility is just beating the crap out of myself verbally or just not allowing myself to be all the way happy or all the way proud or whatever it is. And I would like to change that. So when I realized that I had never fully been open, I had another conversation with a friend on a walk today, and I fully suggest getting outside and walking anytime you possibly can and putting your feet in the grass, bare feet in the grass, and just like closing your eyes and listening to the sounds and feeling the breeze and smelling the flowers, that really brings me back to my center a lot of times. And it was not always like that. It took a lot of practice. But as we were out and talking, I also got into a deeper part of that layer that maybe I'm scared that God won't love me if he really knows who I am fully. Like if I'm fully open and exposed and just totally raw, what if God's like, ew? And that is a diseased way of thinking. That is not the way my higher power talks to me. That is not the way my higher power shows me love or guides me and corrects me if I'm making, choices that aren't keeping me close to him. My higher power would never talk to me that way. And so I need to work on that. I need to work on remembering that no matter what happens, no matter who leaves my life, no matter what I lose, whether it's a job or a person that I love or a thing that I love or a house or a place, no matter what, my worth is based in my higher power, right? I believe I'm a child of God or a child of the universe, however you want to say it. And my worth was created when I was created, and it never changes. So if that's my core belief and I feel strongly about that and I'm confident in that knowledge, then my husband isn't my higher power. My house isn't my higher power. My job isn't my higher power. My higher power is my creator. And I am a part of my creator, and my creator is a part of me. I believe I was created in heavenly image, right? I believe in a power greater than myself. And then as I kept talking about that, and I told my husband, like, I need to make my core belief be in my higher power, not in you. Like, I can't be reliant on you for my happiness or my safety or my peace. That needs to come from my higher power, a never-ending source. It will never run out. It will never leave me. It's a part of me, inside and out, like my soul, part of my soul. And, or is my soul, I guess, depending on how you look at it. And there's no way that my creator wouldn't love all of me because they created me. That's like me saying I don't love my kid. Like, I love all of them. I love them no matter what. Sure, sometimes I want to run away and be by myself, but that doesn't mean I don't love every bit of them. So how could I imagine my higher power not loving me, right? I don't know. It was an interesting idea for me. And then as we kept talking, I thought to myself, like, what do I need to do to get to that place? And the thought occurred to me that I could just keep going, just keep moving forward. It doesn't have to be anything like fabulous or extravagant. Like, I just keep showing up. I just keep trying to be myself. And that's going to be uncomfortable sometimes. Like, when you're going from where you are to where you want to go, there is a growing period, right? There's this discomfort, and oh my gosh, my hair is just sticking up all willy-nilly. Super fun. And I feel like I could do that today. Like, there was a point in time where discomfort was out of the question. I was not going to ever do anything to make me feel uncomfortable. My whole life goal was to feel peace and feel calm, not let myself feel anxious, but like angry, afraid, nothing. So I numbed everything. That's how I got into addiction. I just was self-medicating all kinds so I would not have to feel. But I didn't realize at the time that when I was numbing from all these scary emotions, I was also numbing from the good ones. I couldn't fully feel happy. I couldn't fully feel peace. I couldn't fully feel my higher power when they were close to me, you know? I wasn't fully allowing myself to love or be loved. And I felt so sad for that version of me and really kind of terrified for the other version that's coming, you know, the real Kimberly Nicole. Like the closer I get to feeling like my real self, the more I feel like I'm going to piss people off and lose people. And I'm in a place now where I feel like it's okay. I'll be sad and I'll feel mad sometimes and frustrated and maybe even resentful, but I won't hold on to it anymore because it's not going to help me. It's not going to get me to where I want to be. And maybe one day those people that, you know, kind of fall away or move out of my life will come back in later on when they're ready. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. And today I can honestly say I'm okay with not knowing what's going to happen. And that's pretty miraculous if you knew who I was just a few years ago. I had to know the answers to everything or I would just lose it, you know? And today I rested because I don't know about you, but after I have a really big emotional change or shift, my physical body is tired. I needed to be refilled, and it's still uncomfortable for me to sit still and not be moving or doing something, especially with my ADHD mom brain. You know, I feel like I always have to be multitasking. And if I'm not multitasking, I am nothing. I am, you know, accomplishing nothing. I'm going nowhere. And that's the self-deprecating voice, right? I'm trying to replace with my loving higher powers voice of, sweet baby girl, it's okay. Of course you need to rest. You just did some really hard work. Really hard work very few will ever see, but I see it. You know, my higher power sees the hard work I'm doing. And the best thing I can do for myself and for my family is to rest when I'm tired and eat when I'm hungry, but like actually hungry, not when I want to eat to numb. There's a difference in that, which I'll talk about in later episodes. But, you know, money isn't going to change my worth. The amount of hours I work isn't going to change my worth. The ability to keep a perfectly clean house is not going to change my worth. Even though I feel like I should be doing all these things, which I want to talk more about the shoulding on ourselves for sure. There's just something so special about realizing that we are special right where we are, right in this moment, right now. Our higher power loves us, no matter what, whether we're winning, losing, or just falling flat on our face. It doesn't matter. But the good news is, if you feel like you're falling flat on your face, you're strong enough to get back up. And your higher power is there to help you get back up. And you'll be okay. Like, I'm going to be okay. If the dishes don't get done today, the laundry stays where it is, and I trip over things, I'll still be okay. And today, my main goal is to only say nice things about and to myself. Because I want to teach that to my kids, you know, and it's hard. I have to really work at not beating myself up verbally on a minute by minute basis, you know, and I just want everyone out there listening, maybe just one of you, who knows. I just want you to know that you're loved. You're loved right where you are. And I see you today. And I'm so grateful that you're here. Like, I don't want to get crazy emotional about this every time I'm on an episode, but I really am so grateful. And now you can hear police in the background. That's super great. But I really am so grateful and honored to share this journey with you, to be a part of your journey, and for you to be a part of mine. You know, I want to love and support other people struggling, just like me. And if every one of us did that and paid it forward and just showed the people around us a little bit of extra compassion, starting with ourselves, this world would be such a better place. A better place for us, a better place for our kids, our grandkids. And, we can do that one step at a time. Retraining our brain one comment at a time. Recognizing, that wasn't very nice to say about myself or think about myself. Instead, I'm going to say, I love you. And I'm proud of you. And no matter what, you're loved and you're important. And your voice matters. It's not too loud. It's not too quiet. It's not too sarcastic or too funny or not funny enough. It's just right. For the message that you were put here to share, your voice is just right. So go out there, do something creative for yourself or something loving, whatever that looks like for you today. And until we create again. Thanks so much for being here today. You're my favorite. I'm so glad you came. I know life is busy, so I really do appreciate the time you're taking to do some self-care and hang out with me for a little bit. If something that we talked about today resonated with you and you want to dig a little deeper, I put together a 5-minute creative reset guide called Chaos to Calm that you can access in the show's description. And I would be so grateful if you'd subscribe and share this podcast with someone out there that you think could benefit from what we're creating here together. Also, remember, I am just sharing my experience, strength, and hope as I understand it here. So if bigger emotions come up, please take care of yourself and reach out to a licensed professional or someone that you trust for support. You are not alone in this. So until we create together again, please be kind to yourself and do something creative because you deserve it.